Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny. Who is ready to plant some garlic today? This girl is. Hopefully you are too. We are out here bright and early this morning. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you there is a lot going on. So if you hear some stuff on the mic and you're like, what is that? Don't worry about it. We've got people coming in and out. Our neighbors are building a house. Who knows what's gonna happen? But my main goal this morning is to get some garlic planted in this garden box. I actually started this project yesterday afternoon around like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon after I had been running errands with the kids all day. I thought I'll just come home and get this garlic planted real quick and we'll film it. It'll be a great video and everything will just go great. Well, you know how that goes, but I do have video of that yesterday planting my first row. So I'll throw some footage in here with the video from yesterday. So if you're wondering what in the world the difference is, that was from yesterday, but today I am here and I am going to finish the project. It should just go really smoothly this time. But yes, so what we're doing is in this garden box, I am going to be planting a stiff-neck variety of garlic. It is Music from Johnny's Select Seeds. That is where I get all of my vegetable seeds from, the vast majority. We've used them for years. They are a company in Maine. Extremely high quality of seeds, great germination rate. Just love the company. It's great customer service. One little tip that I'm going to go ahead and give you right now before I forget is if you know that you're going to be starting like some seed, like vegetables or flower seeds, any kind of seeds that you're going to need for next growing season, go ahead and get them now. Go ahead and order. People are not thinking right now about like starting tomato seeds or pepper plants or zinnias or sunflowers, whatever it is. And so this is the perfect time to go ahead and order those off-season products, because when it comes around to the time to actually start planting those seeds and we think about it, a lot of times they're already sold out, not just Johnny's, but suppliers in general. Another thing, if you need gardening supplies, go ahead and get them now. I did that from Gardener's Supply. I knew that I needed new tomato cages after this growing season. I've ordered them, they're here. So anytime that you know that you're gonna need either gardening supplies or seeds, soil, whatever it may be, go ahead and get them in the off season, because even if there is a back order or a delay, most likely they will still arrive in time for you to garden. So that is your free little tip of the day. The garlic that we're gonna plant is a stiff neck variety. Again, personally, I probably should have gotten like a soft neck variety, but when I went to go order garlic, all they had left was the stiff neck. Even though I ordered it in plenty of time, what I thought I had plenty of time, I didn't. So stiff neck is a little different in the fact that it will form these hard scapes, right? That's why it's called a stiff neck, because it has a really stiff neck. Soft neck is very soft and pliable. Those are the kind that you can braid and make into like a rope when you store them. Stiff necks, hard scape that will come up and it will flower. What you need to do is when your garlic does begin to throw up that scape and begins to flower, you need to cut it off, because since we're growing garlic for the cloves, that's what we're going after, we want all the energy not to go into the flower head, but back into the garlic bulb itself. So when that does come up, we want to go ahead and clip it off. And other than that, I mean, garlic is pretty easy peasy. It does like to have a nice, really rich environment. So what I'm going to do, and I did this yesterday, was I went ahead and refilled this container on one section with the black gold. It is sitting right here. It is the raised bed and potting mix blend. It is an organic blend. In my garden boxes, I try to be as organic as possible. I don't always get organic seeds, but I do use organic soil and fertilizers in there. With the garden boxes, there is no bottom. They're just sitting on our native soil, and then we filled it up with a great organic blend years ago when we built the boxes. As you know, the soil naturally just kind of goes away because when I clean out my boxes, even though I try to get all of my soil off the roots, naturally, you know, you're going to lose some. So about this time every year, I will come in either now or in the spring, really depends on when I'm planting. I will add a couple of bags back in there. Last year at this time of year, my mama and I came in and I laid down a nice thick layer of land and seed compost, and then we added a lot of great leaf litter mulch to the top of the bed. That was a game changer for us because I had very few weeds. I have got tons of worms in here. It is a great way to kind of put your garden boxes to bed for the winter and all through the summer, spring, summer, fall. This is the same leaf litter that we applied a year ago. Hopefully I'll be able to get out there and get some more leaf litter to do a little bit of a top dress because of course we're going to be in here toiling up the soil a little bit to get these garlics planted. But that is a great tip. If you've got some leaf litter, all it is leaves that are just chopped up in the lawnmower and you just kind of rake them up and lay them down. Super simple. What we're going to do is go ahead and do the next furrow of garlic. Garlic you need to plant about 6 inches apart from each other and about 2 to 3 inches deep. And then if you can put that leaf litter mulch on top of it, it is great. When you buy your garlic, most likely you're going to buy it already as a whole head. And then you're just simply going to take that head and separate all of your cloves because your cloves, one clove will turn into one head of garlic. The bigger the clove, the bigger the head of garlic most likely. I did that yesterday, got them all separated. So I've got my box full of my cloves. I'm just going to make a furrow down the next line on the other side of the box. Add that black gold planting mix on top of it and get these babies in the ground. It's pretty simple. I do want to share with you about this black gold natural and organic raised bed and potting mix. You can see that it is certified organic, ready to use. This stuff is great because you can use it directly in a container. You can do it like what I'm doing in the raised beds. But it has a great different mix, if you can see that closely, of aged pine bark fines. It's got compost. It has earthworm castings in it. So this is a great way to just bring back or bring some life, food into your soil, because remember, your soil is one of your biggest allies in gardening. You want to make sure that you are feeding your soil every, whether it's once a year, twice a year, whatever makes sense in your garden, feed that soil. What I'm going to do is simply just kind of rake it in just a little bit, because I've got to make my my furrow for the garlic head. Yes, garlic bulbs. Woo, garlic cloves. You get the point, the garlic. So as I am raking it in with my Cobra, it'll get mixed in and then we top dress. So all I'm going to do is make a nice long little furrow about, I'm gonna go about maybe 4 inches, 3 inches, then we'll place them in there. I do have irrigation in my garden boxes, but in the winter time we turn them off just because normally we get a lot of rain, don't have to worry about watering. I am gonna have my garlic though planted nearby right at that drip line, because that way if it does get dry, I can turn it on, they get watered, or come springtime, if they need water, then they can get water that way. So we're just gonna dig a little hole and then go from there. All right, my friends, the garlic is planted, and now all we have to do is just sit back and wait and let them grow. You may have noticed that I got the row in, got them nice and spaced apart, and I had a few cloves left over. So I did a little experiment, and I went down the center because I also have an irrigation line running down the center, and I just pushed the cloves down into the soil. We're gonna see how they do. Maybe they do great, maybe they don't, it's fine. I am all about experimenting in the garden to see how things work. Now, literally all I'm gonna do is just sit back and let them grow. I'm not gonna water them in right now for 2 reasons. One, the soil is already really damp because that leaf litter mulch on top of it retains moisture really well. We had just gotten some rain last week, so it was nice and damp down into the soil. Also, it is going to rain in 2 days, so I don't want to overwater these. If you are in an area where it is dry, your soil is dry, you're not going to get any rain, obviously you want to water these in, and you want to make sure throughout the growing season that your soil is moist, not soaking wet, but they do have to have some water to grow. Plants need water to grow. So if you're not going to get rain from the Lord, then you need to provide water for the plants and the seeds and the garlic and so forth and so on. Pretty soon we'll have a little bit of green popping through. Again, this is that stiffneck variety, so once those beautiful leaves appear and I start to get my scape with the flowers on it, I will want to cut that off so that all that energy goes back into the bulb and produces big, beautiful cloves of garlic for us to have. This particular variety is a great one because it produces big fat bulbs, cloves of garlic rather, and it has a great storage life on it. It is fantastic. Now, that's it for today. That's all the project we have for today. Nice, quick, simple. It would have been better if I had just done all this project this morning instead of trying to do it yesterday, but you know what? Such is life and no problem. The next project we're gonna work on sometime really soon is this area behind me. We're just here the other day, right? And I was showing you the different unique stone pieces and y'all told me, you're like, Jenny, one of your legs is upside down. Y'all, we didn't even notice it. We were so tired from when we put this down because we had been at the nursery working for like 9 hours that day in the cold, wet rain. It was just one of those days and we didn't even notice that one of the legs was upside down. And then when I filmed that video, again, it was after a day at the nursery and I was just tired. Did not even notice that, yeah, one of the legs is upside down. So that is going to be my next project, is to work on this area and get it ready. So stay tuned with that because I will be planting some spring flowering bulbs in that region. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a great day and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.